aspect of this. I didn't say here's the thing. Damn it, I just said it. There is a risk. There's absolutely a risk involved with over and under. Maybe, I don't know if it's necessarily a greater risk. It's just not as exciting. That's
under, if I'm
but
not...
I don't think he's bettering his odds necessarily. I think in his mind he thinks he's bettering his odds, but I don't even know that he's necessarily bettering his odds by doing it that way. And I just want to go back and say, you're saying interject in the show. Our show is a collective family.
Yeah.
And everyone is welcome here at any point in time that they want to be here. There's no such thing as interjecting. Everybody can be here whenever they want. We want people to interject themselves as much as possible. I just want to make sure that that's clear.
But the thing is, when it comes down to it, if this were a two-person operation, it should be you and Keith. Would that be wrong in saying that, or if it were
Keith and I started this,
right? But
this is bigger than just Keith and I at this point. Well, at least 3 people bigger.
I don't know, man. You're pretty big.
Hey, wait a
minute.
Waka,
waka, waka.
Fred's not here to make the fat jokes, so you're picking up on that. I think we could sum it up with 2 words. Donna Martin. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Oh, I feel terrible about this Monty thing because I feel like I got lumped in as, somebody who was attacking him for not having a good idea.
You're a troublemaker that put the kid down. He came here. He tried to do something for the show. And you and all your cronies on the message board, you and Veal Chop, you have some big... I
know. Veal Chop and I are in agreement about this, so it's got to be, something big. It just... I thought I was pretty clear on the message board, and I don't think Monty's listening now because he said he had to leave, but it wasn't like, ooh, I caught you trying to have an unfair advantage. I was just saying, I don't understand what an over-under bet is. Just pick a winning team, and I'll get that. I won't need to be in on gambling or sports specifically. It's just, hey, he picked this team to win, and it lost. Isn't that exciting? Maybe he'll have to drink. Even though we all know he wasn't going to have to drink.
Exactly.
That's it. And I think his advantage over Zombie would still be so great.
But then
doing it this way, that why it seemed like he was just splitting hairs and whining, and that's why.
Splitting hairs is such a great way to put it.
But then on top of it,
and whining.
The fact that I didn't jump in on his side and get behind the bit last week, I think he's interpreting that to be, hey, I kind of rallied the troops against him. Is the way he's kind of looking at it at this point.
So you think he thinks you betrayed him?
I don't feel rallied against him. I didn't really understand what his issue was.
And that's exactly...
I asked for clarification, and then once you guys explained to me what the difference was on the message board, I was like, oh, then this is silly. It would just be better if he did it as just picking a winner.
I agree 100%, and that was the drive behind it. As much as I brought up the term power struggle, and now he's latched onto it being a power struggle that he thinks that I'm trying to exert some sort of power over him. All my mind ever thinks about is trying to make something better for the show, and I didn't think it was better for the show that way. I tried to do it a way that was better for the show. He didn't want to do it. He's taking that to mean that I'm clowning him at this point, and I'm making him the jackass in this whatever.
Well, he sounded like a kicked puppy on the phone. It made me sad because I don't want it to seem like, oh, we all hate Monty now. I never really cared what his picks were last year when he was doing his lock of the week. It didn't mean anything to me what he was picking, but his phone calls were always really fun and enjoyable, and that's why it was like, oh,
absolutely.
Great.
And that's the thing.
This was a chance for the listeners to get more involved in what he was picking, even if we don't watch sports.
And even last week's, the whole beginning of that phone call, even before we got to the whole bet part, was maybe one of the funniest calls that's ever been on this show. I just love the fact that everything was a racist, no matter what. It was hilarious. Wait, you don't like that pick? You guys are racist. That was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. I think he's great on the show. I think he adds to the show 100%, and I hope he still will add to the show. He just won't add in a bit against Zombie, because Zombie is our official picker here on Best in Show, and that's it.
In the college picks this week, I did pretty well.
Did you? I honestly got to be honest
I
with
beat
you.
a couple of you guys.
I think at the last minute before, we're talking about we do like a pick'em league type thing against the spread, because Vanessa's really big into that stuff, spreads and whatnot.
I love the
and the over-unders and whatnot.
I like jelly.
But we do some college league, and I got to be honest, about 10 minutes before I realized my picks have to be in, I got to be honest, is now one too?
Sure, okay, we'll throw that in there.
Absolutely.
Man. But like 5 minutes before the games are supposed to start, I said, holy crap, I got to get my picks in. And I just run down the line and do it. I am the zombie of that league. I know nothing about college football. I know absolutely nothing.
You can't know less than I do. I'm basing my picks specifically on uniform colors.
Okay, well, hey, you know that they have colors on their uniforms. You know what they are. I literally base my picks on, I look at the number, that's the spread in the middle, and see like 30 points. Like, wow, nobody can beat somebody by 30, can they? And so then I pick the other side. That's all I do. Yeah, I know nothing about college. It's a different game.
You mean football? I'm sorry. I know nothing about college.
Obviously, I know nothing about college either. Second semester dropout. Thank you very much.
Hey, me too.
Yeah.
I'm a success.
I have hey, you know what you are? You're a gentleman. You're out about town. You've got a job that you love. You do things that you do.
Does things that he does.
I'm trying to think of a way to package it. I was trying to put a nice little thing on.
Oh, you don't have to make me feel better about my life.
No, I'm not trying to make you feel better. You're living.
I need to be made felt better about my life.
You do. I mean, you're living your dream.
You do the things that you do, pal.
You're living your dream. You're doing writing.
Let's talk about that later. Let's get to Vanessa.
What the shit? I mean, but we're all here. It's all like a friendship party. Yeah, so sorry, Vanessa. You got pushed off for 10 minutes by that whole Monty debacle. My apologies. I'm just sorry. I'm just emotional.
That's all right. I had a crappy week. I've been really busy, and I think I'm getting sick. So I wasn't prepared like I should be. But hey, did you see that OJ broke into some hotel room in Vegas?
I haven't seen this. I only heard them mumbling about it in the background while we were setting up for the show. Can we talk about that? What happened?
I don't know all the specifics of it, other than the fact that OJ broke into someone's. Was it a house or a hotel room?
Pretty sure it's a house.
Yeah, it was a hotel room in Vegas. From what I read, and there's been some conflicting reports going back and forth, because the guy whose room it was initially said that OJ came in guns drawn with a bunch of goons to steal back some sports memorabilia. And since then, he said he's gone back on it. He said, "Oh, it all got blown out of proportion. There were no guns. Never mind. I don't want to press any charges," which makes me think that OJ got to him.
Yeah, when the goons with the guns are pointing them at your face, apparently you might change your tune a little bit.
Gun. He was wearing gloves and held a knife.
He said that he didn't want to fly back to Vegas to have to testify. So does that mean there was no crime, or that just means I can't be bothered to? I don't want to be inconvenienced to deal with the crime that happened.
Did they get away with anything? Did they actually steal any memorabilia?
Yeah, it was photographs and sports memorabilia that OJ says belonged to him, and that this guy was he was a sports memorabilia dealer.
Yeah, I knew.
And that some things OJ says were stolen from him. This guy had them. He went back to get them.
Get what was rightfully his.
He went back looking for the real burglar.
What was rightfully his. My favorite quote about it is he did an interview and he said, "Of course I didn't break into some guy's hotel room and steal something. Like, how could I break into somewhere and expect to get away with that? It's like, I don't know, just killed 2 people."
Allegedly.
Got away with that pretty good.
Wait, no, he's not even alleged anymore, right? You can't even say he's an alleged murderer. He's not even.
You can make allegations all you want.
You can make allegations even though he's been proven outright to not be the killer?
Yes, you can continue to make allegations. You just can't.
Legal allegations? Or as I call them, lallegations?
Well, neither one of us are lawyers. We can make all the allegations we want.
But I'm legally criticizing critically?
Allegedly.
I'm allegedly legally critically looking at this with my eyes. And I think that I think the guy rushed for a hell of a lot of yards in the NFL, and that's all I've got to say about that.
So he can steal.
Hey, Vanessa, do you think that
Yes.
we're quick to